going to be making a simple and fun dessert for the holidays. A peppermint cheesecake. It requires no baking and goes together in a cinch. So anytime you need a quick something for the holidays, this is your go-to dessert. We're going to start with the crust. You need 1.5 cups of crushed Oreos. The quickest way to do this is to use a food processor. I always quickly crumble the Oreos a little bit into the food processor just to quicken the process. Just pulse the food processor until you have a fine grind. 20 seconds of food process time should probably get the right consistency. Mix 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar with the cookie crumbs. You want to mix this together to evenly incorporate the melted butter and sugar and moisten all the cookie crumbs. This will just take a few seconds. You'll notice the mixture becomes crumbly and dry as you're mixing. This is exactly what you want. When it's all incorporated, spread the cookie crumble mixture evenly into the bottom of a 9-inch springform pan. Once you feel you've spread it evenly, lightly start pressing the cookie crumble into the pan to form a good crust. Once you have it pressed in and feel it's even, start firmly pressing it to make sure the bottom crust is intact. Remember, when using a springform pan, once you take the sides off and serve and want to present it as a whole, this is what people are going to see. So you want it to look really even around the sides. Once you've finished pressing in the crust, set the pan aside and we'll assemble the mixture to go inside. Now we're going to make the filling for this cheesecake. If the idea of a cheesecake scares you because baking and cracking sounds like too much work, this is the cheesecake for you. This is a no-bake recipe that anyone can put together. Beat 1 pound of cream cheese in an electric mixer. You'll notice the cream cheese becomes light and fluffy once it's beaten. If you're not working with room temperature cream cheese, you may want to scrape the sides of your bowl and beat again. With the mixer on, gradually add 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. You want this mixture to be completely incorporated. You want no strands or bits of cream cheese left in this mixture for the final product. Once you scrape down, continue beating at medium-high. This is why we love electric mixers. Let them do all the hard work. Once you're completely well beaten, you're done with the mixer. Clean the cream cheese off the beater. Don't want to waste any of that goodness. I prepared 1 cup of crushed peppermint candies. To do this, I took a hammer and placed candy canes inside of a bag and lightly tapped them to crush them. Now we're going to fill in 1/2 cup of miniature chocolate chips and 1 cup of crushed peppermint candy. Once the chocolate chips and candy are fully incorporated and folded into the mixture, all we have left to do is add 3 cups of Cool Whip and fold that in. Remember, when you're folding, you cut down the middle of the mixture, turn, and fold over. You don't just want to beat the whipped cream into the mixture. This will deflate all the air that's inside. Make sure to fully incorporate and fold the mixture extremely well. You don't want to see any of the whipping cream in the mixture. Once you're done, you can pour it directly into your prepared crust that you've done. Once you've poured the mixture on top of your crust, you want to smooth the top with an offset spatula, just so it has a good presentation when it comes out of the freezer. Now you're ready to go into the freezer. It will take about overnight to make sure it's fully set, or at least 8 hours. It's the next morning and the cheesecake has been in the freezer overnight. It's completely firm and now ready to be released. I'm going to run a knife around the edge of the pan before I open up the springform, just to make sure it releases and nothing sticks to it and pulls it apart. If the knife has a little resistance, you may want to dip it in hot water. This will make it run around easier. Release the cake and take the form off the cheesecake. perfect. The cheesecake is ready to be served. Could you ask for a better presentation? I'm going to place it right on top of a cake stand. To serve, if you would like a garnish, a miniature candy cane with a dollop of whipped cream would be perfect. Or by itself, this cake needs nothing. It's perfect for any holiday gathering. I hope you enjoy this one.